So you ever wonder, as you're going through the hiring process, and you think to yourself, all these little hoops, all these little challenges and difficulties that I'm going through right now, is it really worth it for a career, especially in Border Patrol or any law enforcement career, give or take? And what I gotta say, it's completely normal to have those thoughts because I know I've had plenty of those thoughts myself too. But as I went along, I slowly started to discover more of my why, right? Now, even before I had applied, I always knew that, okay, and I had kind of a good understanding as to what my why is for joining Border Patrol. And it just seemed that the longer that I went through the hiring process, the more hurdles I ran into, the more that adversity was coming in my way, even with things outside of the Border Patrol hiring process, going through the stress, going through the hardships, it made me understand and grasp more of the idea as to why it is actually worth it for me. Now, I know that everyone's different, right? For those of you guys, some of you guys may think it's not worth it for you, and that's fine, because at the end of the day, it's not for everybody. It's not a career for everybody. There's certain, career paths that are not for everybody, and there's certain career paths that are suitable for people. But I know that this is something that I've always wanted to do, and I've been able to accomplish the hiring process. And those like me also have an understanding, okay, this is what's at stake. Or maybe they come from a military background or prior law enforcement experience, and they're able to kind of put that into their career going into VP, right? I don't have experience with either one of those, but I know for a fact that going through the struggles of life as a diabetic and being able to go through the hardships of the application process and just get tested in many ways that are different compared to most people, I know that it's instilled more qualities within myself to stay resilient, to stay disciplined, to stay structured. Take this, right? Best example I can give is my fitness journey, right? I started working out when I was 12 years old. I'm 24 now, and it's something that I will continue to do for the rest of my life. And even going into working out and staying fit and healthy, I had to have a why for that. And as I went along making progress in my first year and being really satisfied with the results, and then pushing it and going further with it, made me want to have bigger goals. And therefore, over time, I was able to figure out more of why I got into it in the first place. Same thing with the Border Patrol hiring process. Although this is the first step, is getting through everything. Going off to training, earning the title, the badge, everything else, and then working at your sector, putting in the work, putting in the time. Everything that I've worked so hard for, and everybody else that has worked so hard for this, to be a part of something that's bigger than themselves. And I think that's a common ground for everybody. We all want to be a part of something bigger than ourselves. We want to serve something for the greater good, protecting the homeland and for the security of our nation, and sacrificing everything on the front lines, right? So, in my opinion, I think it's 100% worth it. I don't even think that there's anything else that I could say that could really make any more sense as to why it is worth it. right? And this is speaking on my behalf as well as everybody else that's going through this. You know, if you've, you know, hit a wall, or maybe you found out along the way that there's something else that's out there for you, then that's what you should focus on and chase that, you know, because there's different things that are in line and meant for certain people, right? And some of you guys don't really know what that is until you actually start going through certain things, and then you begin to discover more and more about yourself, and you understand that this is my why, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to chase it down and be 10 toes down. No matter what, nothing's going to get in the way, and I am going to succeed in this career path. Nothing less than my best foot forward will be accepted. And honestly, there's other things that are at stake with this career that made me even realize even more as to why it's worth it, right? Reflecting back on my hiring journey made me realize that it's worth it. I stuck around for this long, and I've been able to cross the finish line. Minus the whole incident with my injury, which is actually doing a lot better than before, and I should be getting a new EOD date very soon. However, again, it's like going through the adversity, going through the challenges, in the application process, or even outside of the application process. Because regardless, it's going to be difficult. In fact, that's how it should be. Everything should be difficult, because you begin to appreciate it and value it even more. So, and then more and more as you go, I figure it's not enough to kind of just, okay, this is my why in this very moment. But I feel like as you get into something more and more, you'll begin to figure it out and realize that there's more at stake, and it goes to an even deeper level as to why you're doing something, why that is your purpose, why you want to fulfill it. That's your calling. Nothing has shooken you, regardless of the obstacles and the circumstances. You're set to make it happen.